This video is going to show you how to defeat Valus Trau'ug Cabal Juggernaut and this week's level 34 Prison of Elders, which is Broken Legion. This is actually a fairly easy boss. The only real problem is the Cabal adds, just because you know they have a shield on top of that and then they have an extra shield. But anyway, Valus Trau'ug, his little spiel is that he can change what shield he has, solar, void, or arc. He will switch between those. After you take it down, he will then recalibrate his shield. Here's this jabroni right now, Cabal Juggernaut. So what I would do, or at least how I have beaten it, I would have my best rocket launcher, so Gjallarhorn, Truth, Hunger of Crota, whatever it may be, and then from there pick your other two weapons. So at primary I have Fatebringer, which is going to be my arc. My secondary is Swordbreaker, which is going to be my void shield, and then at heavy I have Gjallarhorn. So just figure out what's going to be the best setup for you. So for the first thing, we're going to start right here, right when we enter the room, because you can light him up a little bit before enemies come and just overwhelm you. So now the enemies are here. So bail out of there as soon as the enemies come crowded around there. Now my teammate is going to go over to the left wall. That's what we call it. And I am just retreating back to try and bring some of the enemies this way and trying to pick off a few people before I go over to the wall. The wall is where you eventually want to be set up, because the boss is going to get stuck in a spot where you can shoot him, but he can't shoot you. Now the adds can shoot you, and the adds will come over behind the wall and wreck you. So you have to be careful of ultras. It's awesome if you have a Titan because they can pop a bubble. Now enemies are going to come with every little chunk of health you take off. So after you take off like a third of health, a new spawn of enemies is going to come. So this initial spawn of enemies, you want to whittle them down. We like to use our rockets to control the adds, and then you can always pop a pack. New enemies will not spawn after you clear this initial wave until you damage the main boss. So we're going to do most of our damage. You see right here, that's the position he's going to be in. He's going to be stuck right there, and the boss cannot shoot you, and you can just unload on him. Now I'm going to fast forward a little bit. We're basically just using our shotguns. This is another reason to use a shotgun in secondary instead of a sniper, is to help deal with the adds, because you're really not going to be able to snipe these Cabal. I mean, you can from a distance, but it's much easier to just bust out your shotgun and go to work and use your rockets to clear out the adds. I'm going to fast forward here, guys. You get the idea. We're just clearing out the initial enemies. We were also waiting on our pack cooldowns, or at least I was waiting on my pack cooldown. So if you want to go in here perfectly, and my teammate dies right there, no worries. You can just run to the other side of the map if a bunch of teammates die or you get swarmed, and then you can always loot back. That's why it's nice to have a hunter, because they can go in biz and just kind of, be super medic. So I would start out with popping a pack in the chamber room and then just waiting for a cooldown instead of just rushing out here. We had done it before, so we kind of knew what we were getting into. So we just came out here waiting on our packs to cool down. And you will see that he has a void shield up. Every single time you take that shield down, he will recalibrate it and pick a new shield. Now that doesn't mean he's going to switch every time. He might go solar, you take it down, and then he does solar again. And I have noticed, and guys will jump over like that, so make sure you communicate, especially on these ultras. These dudes are a pain. Those dudes will get you killed. So just be careful. Make sure you guys communicate. And it's another reason to have a bubble, which is nice. And if you got Helm of Save 14, you can blind any enemies. So we're just clearing out this first initial wave, which happens with a lot of the Prison of Elders stuff. You just kind of get the wave down, so then you can unload on the boss altogether. So we're just kind of hanging out, and you'll see the little cheese. I don't know if it's really a cheese, but he can't hit you, which is really convenient. So I guess it is kind of a cheese. So here he is. Look at this. He can't do direct damage on you. He can do some splash damage, but it's so minimal that it does not matter at all. I mean, look at this. I'm just wrecking him, and he can't really do much damage. And this is the time to unload on him if you have rockets. Again, we didn't really time it up well, so one of us had rockets when the other didn't. And there he goes. He's switching shields. He went from void to solar to arc, just like that. Every single time you take him down, he's going to recalibrate his shield, and it will come back up. Now, if you don't have a really good weapon of each burn, don't worry about it, guys. It's just going to take a little bit longer to take his shield down if it's not that exact weapon. And with 3 people, it really doesn't take much to get his shield down. Now, see, we're going to rotate because this new wave of enemies is spawning, and I almost get wrecked right there. I don't know what my hunter was doing there. I was trying to go invis, but he wanted to go beat up a Cabal down low. So we ran out of there because a new wave was coming, and you can get swarmed in behind that wall. That's the really only downside of that, is you can get boxed in, but it's a great spot to kill the main guy. So I'm going to fast forward again, and I'm super fast forwarding here, guys. We're just whittling down that second wave of enemies that came out, and we're also waiting on pack cooldowns. So like I said, you want to have your packs ready to go. We didn't really do that. We weren't really too worried about it. But you will see here in a short second what it's going to really look like when all your teammates have rockets, and then you can just unload on him and finish him real quick. This fight's really not that long, and it's awesome if you have a Titan because they can pop a weapons of light bubble in behind the wall, and you're going to do even more damage on him. So once you clear out enemies, this is really what you want to do. We did it on the second wave, though, not the first wave. So clear out the wave of enemies, bring his punk ass over here. We're just shooting him little by little to move him over here. We both have full rockets. And here we go. We're going to start lighting him up. My friend just shot his first rocket, and here we go. So all you got to do is just hop, do your little bunny hop, and shoot over the wall. He's not going to be able to damage you. And look at this. We're just eating him up, and it doesn't matter that he's recalibrating his shield. Just keep firing, and right there, he's done. It's really, really an easy fight, you guys. Just get your rocket launchers out. You know, use that first initial pack when you come into the room to just wreck him for a little bit, and then use the rest to clear out that first initial wave of enemies, and then from there bunch up behind the wall and just let it fly. Golden guns, nades, everything you got. It's really, really an easy battle. You just really got to worry about the ads. That's the only thing that's going to get you killed. The boss is not going to be the guy to kill you. It's going to be those ultras. So get them shotguns out. Hopefully you get something good. Maybe you got a key. Man, I just... the Prison of Elders, dude, you really don't get that good of rewards. And I don't know about you guys, but the Prison of Elders is getting really boring and old. I really haven't been playing Destiny that much lately. I like to bring out these videos just with the new bosses, though this boss isn't new. He was there the very first week at level 32, but I didn't post a video about it back then. But Prison of Elders is pretty boring, guys. Hopefully this video was helpful and it helps you beat him, Valus Trau'ug. But anyway, good luck, guys. It's a pretty straightforward strategy. Have a good one. See ya.